Have you ever paused for a moment and wondered how fragile life truly is? How easily a single moment, a single event, can change everything you thought you knew about your health and your future? Every day, we go through life assuming our bodies will carry us through, that the systems inside us will function without fail, and that illness is something distant, something that happens to someone else. Yet, for millions of people living with chronic kidney disease, or CKD, that assumption is a dangerous illusion. CKD is not just a medical condition. It is a quiet, persistent force that alters the way the body responds to even the simplest threats. A minor infection, a small viral exposure, a tiny bacterial presence that might pass unnoticed in a healthy person, can become a powerful adversary in the life of someone with impaired kidney function. The kidneys are not merely organs that filter waste. They are silent guardians of our internal balance, regulators of fluid, electrolytes and waste, and essential partners to the immune system. When they are damaged, the body's natural defenses are weakened, and the line between minor illness and severe complication becomes dangerously thin. It is in this delicate balance that the wisdom of medical experts like Dr. Mathew R. Weir becomes invaluable. He has long emphasized that early recognition, early intervention, and informed vigilance are not optional. They are life-saving strategies. Understanding the vulnerabilities of CKD patients is not just about learning medical facts. It is about embracing a philosophy of awareness, of proactive care, and of respect for the intricacies of the human body. To ignore the risks, to underestimate the impact of what seems minor, is to gamble with a fragile, irreplaceable resource, life itself. Imagine, for a moment, that your body is a fortress. Every brick represents a functioning organ. Every guard is your immune response. Every moat is your body's natural defense against infections. In CKD, some of those bricks have weakened, some guards are absent, and the moat has dried. The fortress is still standing, but its vulnerabilities are stark, and an invading force that would be repelled effortlessly in a healthy system can breach the defenses with alarming speed. This is why understanding infections is not merely academic, it is survival. And yet, it is not a cause for fear alone, it is a call to action. When we recognize the subtle signs, when we treat symptoms with urgency and respect, when we adopt habits that strengthen our defenses, we reclaim power over circumstances that might otherwise seem overwhelming. It is here that the teachings of Dr. Mathew R. Weir resonate profoundly. He advocates a mindset where knowledge and awareness are tools of empowerment, where each small step, whether consulting a healthcare provider at the first sign of fever, maintaining strict hygiene, or managing underlying conditions, becomes a declaration of self-responsibility. In this understanding, we see life not as a passive series of events, but as an arena in which conscious, informed choices determine outcomes. The human body is a delicate network, and CKD reminds us that even minor disruptions can have cascading effects. By recognizing that vulnerability is not weakness, but an opportunity to act, we begin to shift our perspective. We begin to understand that prevention, vigilance, and early intervention are forms of respect for our own lives, for the families who depend on us, and for the intricate, miraculous systems that sustain us. And in this space of awareness and action, we discover the power of knowledge. We realize that what might seem insignificant to the untrained eye, a slight fever, a minor fatigue, a small cut that becomes infected, can be a signal demanding attention, a message that our body needs care, and our choices must align with survival. This is the reality CKD patients face daily, and this is why medical insights, such as those shared by Dr. Mathew R. Weir, are not abstract theories. They are practical, life-preserving guidance. To live with CKD is to embrace a new philosophy of life. One where awareness becomes vigilance, where vigilance becomes action, and where action becomes the key to continued health. Every step taken toward understanding, every precaution, every early intervention, is a commitment to life itself, a refusal to allow unseen dangers to dictate our fate. Life with CKD teaches patience, teaches attentiveness, and teaches reverence for the invisible processes that sustain us. It also reminds us that, in this delicate balance, knowledge and proactive care are not merely helpful, they are essential. But what happens when that awareness is delayed? When vigilance falters even for a moment? Imagine a small, seemingly insignificant infection taking hold in a body already burdened by chronic kidney disease. To the untrained eye, it might appear trivial: a mild fever, a scratch that becomes slightly red, a fleeting fatigue. But beneath the surface, an invisible storm begins to gather. In CKD patients, the immune system does not respond with the force it once did. The body's natural defenses, weakened by the gradual decline in kidney function, cannot repel invaders with the same precision and speed. What might be repelled effortlessly in a healthy individual can multiply rapidly, spreading silently, insidiously, until the infection becomes a powerful adversary. This is where suspense takes root, not in fiction, but in the stark reality of life with CKD. Every moment that passes without attention, every symptom ignored or underestimated, gives the infection an advantage, a foothold, a growing influence that can soon overwhelm a compromised system. It is a chilling thought, and yet it is a truth that underscores the importance of proactive care. Medical experts, including the esteemed Dr. Mathew R. Weir, have repeatedly emphasized that early recognition and intervention are not simply precautionary, they are critical. In fact, Dr. Mathew R. Weir, that prompt treatment of infections in CKD patients can mean the difference between a minor health setback and a life-threatening complication. The suspense is in the invisible clock ticking within every patient. The gradual accumulation of pathogens, the silent strain on the kidneys, the unseen cascade of complications that can emerge in hours, even minutes. And yet, in this tension, there is a lesson of profound significance. Life often tests us not with grand, dramatic moments, but with subtle, quiet threats that require attentiveness and resolve. It reminds us that vigilance is not a one-time act. It is a continuous practice, a commitment to observe, to notice, and to act before problems become irreversible. In the realm of CKD, that practice might take the form of daily monitoring, maintaining hygiene, avoiding known risks, and seeking medical advice at the first sign of infection. But it is more than habit. It is philosophy. It is the understanding that our choices, our responsiveness, and our attentiveness shape our destiny, even in the face of hidden dangers. Consider for a moment the body as a complex ecosystem. Each organ, each cell, each immune response is connected to the next in an intricate web of balance. When one component, the kidneys, loses strength, the entire system becomes more fragile. The infection is not merely an external threat. It is a challenge to the harmony of this ecosystem, testing its resilience, exposing its vulnerabilities, and demanding decisive action. And here lies the dramatic truth. Many infections could be controlled, managed, or even prevented entirely with timely awareness, yet so often they are overlooked until their impact is undeniable. The suspense is palpable because it is invisible, silent, yet relentless. It is the danger that grows quietly, unchecked, while we may continue in our routines, unaware of the stakes. This is why the philosophy advocated by Dr. Mathew R. Weir is so transformative. It teaches that knowledge, when applied diligently, is a shield, that awareness is not fear but empowerment, and that even in the face of invisible threats, action can reclaim control. There is a haunting beauty in this tension. Life reminds us that what is unseen is often most potent, that vulnerability is real, and that our response is everything. It is in this space that courage is forged, not in grand gestures, but in the consistent, deliberate acts of protection, vigilance, and care. For CKD patients, every meal choice, every hydration strategy, every decision to consult a healthcare provider at the first sign of illness is a confrontation with uncertainty. Each act is a statement. I am aware. I am responsible. I am refusing to let unseen dangers dictate my fate. And though the suspense may loom, it does not have to dominate. In this awareness lies opportunity to act, to strengthen, to educate oneself, and to mitigate risks before they escalate. This is the essence of living with CKD, embracing both the reality of vulnerability and the power of proactive care. By internalizing these truths, by understanding the profound connection between kidney health and immune function, we can confront the invisible threats of infection with intention and resilience. Every early intervention, every consultation, every preventive measure taken is a victory over the suspense of the unknown, a reclaiming of life from forces that might otherwise overwhelm it. This delicate dance between danger and vigilance, between susceptibility and empowerment, teaches us a universal lesson. In the face of hidden threats, awareness and action are the greatest gifts we can give ourselves. And in this philosophy, inspired by the teachings and insights of Dr. Mathew R. Weir, we find not only caution, but courage, not only suspense, but motivation, and not only risk, but the transformative power of knowledge applied with intent. Yet, even in the face of such hidden dangers, there is an enduring truth that offers hope. Knowledge and action are more powerful than fear. Living with chronic kidney disease does not mean surrendering to vulnerability. It means embracing a philosophy of proactive care, resilience, and self-awareness. Every individual who takes the time to understand the intricate connection between kidney function and immune strength is already taking the first step toward empowerment. Infections, though dangerous, are not invincible. They can be recognized, managed, and prevented when vigilance is combined with action. Here lies the true message, inspired by the teachings of Dr. Mathew R. Weir, that awareness transforms uncertainty into opportunity, that understanding transforms vulnerability into strength, and that consistent care transforms potential setbacks into manageable challenges. It is a philosophy that requires dedication, patience, and an unwavering commitment to life itself. Consider the small steps that can make a profound difference. Monitoring your health closely, noticing subtle symptoms before they escalate, maintaining proper hygiene, avoiding exposure to unnecessary risks, and seeking medical advice at the earliest sign of infection. Each of these actions, seemingly simple on its own, creates a network of protection that strengthens the body's defenses against threats that could otherwise overwhelm it. Moreover, living with CKD invites a broader philosophical reflection on life. The fragility of our bodies reminds us of the value of our choices, the importance of mindfulness, and the power of prevention. It teaches us that health is not merely a passive state, but an active practice, a discipline that integrates knowledge, awareness, and intention into daily living. And while the journey may be challenging, it is not without reward. By adopting these principles, CKD patients reclaim control over their lives, transforming the anxiety of uncertainty into the confidence that comes from preparation and informed action. This is not just medical advice, it is a life philosophy. Every precaution taken, every doctor's visit attended, every moment spent learning about one's condition is an assertion of agency, a refusal to allow circumstance to dictate outcomes, and a demonstration of respect for the delicate systems that sustain life. Dr. Mathew R. Weir has long emphasized that early intervention is transformative, that timely recognition of infection symptoms can protect kidney function and preserve overall health. This insight reminds us that knowledge applied consistently is not abstract, it is life-saving. In a world where the unseen threats of infection can grow silently, the ability to act quickly, decisively, and thoughtfully becomes a superpower, a tool to safeguard oneself and loved ones. Beyond the practical, there is also an inspirational dimension. CKD patients, by embracing vigilance, cultivate resilience, discipline, and a deeper appreciation for the body's intricate design. Each day lived with conscious awareness is a testament to courage, a declaration that life is precious, and a recognition that even in the face of invisible dangers, we have the ability to shape our destinies. And so, let this knowledge guide you, not into fear, but into action. Let every precaution you take, every medical consultation you pursue, every strategy you adopt to prevent infection, be a manifestation of respect for life, self, and the lessons of the body itself. Understand that vulnerability is not weakness, and awareness is not anxiety. Together, they form the foundation of empowered living. Let the teachings of Dr. Mathew R. Weir, reflected in careful attention to kidney health and infection prevention, inspire a daily practice of mindfulness, discipline, and responsibility. And finally, remember that while the path may have challenges, every challenge carries within it the potential for growth, learning, and strength. The uncertainties of infection risk, the fragile balance of CKD, and the silent threats that seem minor are all opportunities to act with purpose, to be deliberate in our choices, and to reclaim the power that comes from knowledge applied with intention. Your health is not a passive gift. It is an ongoing responsibility, a journey of awareness, courage, and action. By embracing it fully, you are not merely surviving. You are living with intention, dignity, and resilience. And so, let this message guide you in your daily life. Vigilance, early intervention, and informed care are your allies, and knowledge is the key to transforming potential danger into empowerment. Life with CKD may be challenging, but it is also an opportunity to grow, to act consciously, and to honor the intricate systems that sustain us. Let these principles inspire you to embrace each day with purpose, to act decisively when needed, and to safeguard your health with the wisdom and practical insights shared by experts like Dr. Mathew R. Weir. If you're benefiting from our topics, please subscribe, like, and turn on the bell notification so you can see our new videos early.